Welcome back, Disruptors, to another episode of Mindset Mastery Moments with yours truly, Dr. Alisa. Today, we are going to dive into an exciting subject matter with an extraordinary guest whose life's journey and commitment to service and empowerment would truly inspire all of us. My guest today is a retired Marine who has dedicated his life to serving and empowering communities. With 20 years of experience as a logistics expert in the United States Marine Corps, my guest has continued his service in various roles after retiring. He has successfully been an empowerment speaker and a dedicated serial entrepreneur, working together with his gorgeous wife and building a business that includes synergetic property solutions. We are talking about an individual who owns the Alkebulan lifestyle. He lives in the Alkebulan lifestyle and he owns the Sky Legacy Financial Services. And recently he founded the Iowa Pele movement, and he will correct me on those words if I said it incorrectly, which focuses on spiritual and physical financial wellness. Isn't that a beautiful combination? Spiritual, physical, financial wellness. I can't wait to dive in it. So get ready to be moved and motivated as we dive into a remarkable journey with lessons that we can learn on a way of doing life. Listen, today's topic is called We Live the Way We Think, and to guide us along a strategic pathway of growth, empowerment, and development, we are welcoming to Mindset Mastery Moments my brother and my friend, the Honorable Ambassador Bockarie Jombor. Come on to the Mindset Mastery Moments stage, dear brother.
Hey, how you doing?
Greetings, brother. First of all, we're so happy to have you. We're so happy to welcome you, to learn from you today.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. So in your own words, can you just tell us who is our brother, friend, and leader, Bockarie Jombor, in your own words?
He that desires to be great amongst you, let him serve. So I am a servant. That's who I am. I was ordained to serve humanity, bring peace on earth and goodwill towards men. So that's what I love to focus on, is helping individuals to live their best life.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much. So we're going to dive in. Your story is incredible. It's powerful, and we are absolutely thrilled to dive into it. So can you take us back to your time in the Marine Corps and share with us how it shaped your approach to life and business?
Yes. The Marine Corps is big on leadership. Mm-hmm. And how the Marine Corps helped to shape me in that aspect is by simply putting me in that position in order for my gift to make room for me. You know, I'm aware of a verse that says that your gift will make room for you amongst mighty men.
Yes.
You know, and so therefore I give thanks that my gift made room for me and put me in high places. You know, where I was dealing with even high-ranking officers and people who, on my side of the house, I was called a staff non-commissioned officer, and it had me positioned with high-ranking staff non-commissioned officers, what we call senior enlisted in the Marine Corps. Mm-hmm. So what does that mean? It put me in a position where I had to maintain a professional manner. I had to carry myself in that type of fashion. Additionally, it taught me how to be able to be a person that learned how to intellectually articulate and convey what it is I needed to say, due to the fact that I had to present briefs to higher ranking officials. That being said, I had to present it in a professional manner. The Marine Corps is very demanding.
Yeah.
So I delivered. So I'm grateful for that.
Wow. So tell us, what motivated you to, after leaving the Marines, and how was your mindset when you continued with your service as a corrections officer and becoming a mentor after retiring from the military? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Okay. Well, I was just pretty much in a position where I love the uniform.
Gotcha.
I'm a warrior spirit person, you know.
Yes.
So I was going to either be a correction officer, be a police officer, a fireman as well. It's just in my nature,
Right.
so
You're gonna wear the
that's
uniform. You love the
absolutely.
discipline.
Honestly, the governor at the time, and please forgive me, his name escapes my memory at the time, but the governor at the time was the one who I met at the job fair they had on base. And that's how, I actually got into that position as well. Literally, him and I were on the news. They interviewed me, and so, he spoke to me, and he just simply ensured that I got the position, so sometimes it's not about, what it's about who you know.
Yes. Yes,
So,
absolutely.
he ensured that I got that position, there as well, so I was blessed, man. I just received favor, I did it, and
Yeah.
once I got blessed financially to where I was able to not have to work for anybody else, that's when I came off the job, and that was at the age of 39 due to me taking heed to my financial advisor that
Yeah.
gave me advice. And
Okay.
so that's one reason why I'm so inspired in the financial side of the house, because once I seen how it positioned me to retire at such a young age,
Yes.
I was like, wow, it was surreal. It
Yeah.
was surreal. I must admit to you, it was surreal. When I put in my notice that I was quitting, I was like, wow. I woke up and I was like, oh my goodness. Like, is this real? Like, am I really in charge of my life? Like, I don't have to go to work no more the rest of my life. It was awesome. And I even had told my wife, at the time, prior to she and I getting married, and yeah, we were super excited about that milestone in my life.
That is awesome. So how did all these roles and trainings and everything coming together inspire you on your journey to entrepreneurship? Because we know you retired, right? But you
Correct.
didn't quit on building, motivating, encouraging, and what I say, transforming minds and hearts. You just moved into a different sphere. And of course,
True.
being retired at your own pace. That's the beauty of being retired, right? So how
Yes,
did
absolutely.
all that just come together so that you became this entrepreneur that you are today?
Well, Proverbs says, you praise your wife, the virtuous woman,
Come on
and it
now.
was my wife. It was my wife, that inspired me to become an
Wow.
entrepreneur, actually. My wife
Wow.
seen a gift in me that I wasn't even aware of, me functioning in. And
Wow.
additionally, she liked to have money.
Hey.
My wife liked to have money.
You know, there's
She's
a
a
joke.
big dreamer, and
Yes,
she
there's
liked
a
to have big,
song.
big money, so
Yes.
we
Oh,
was
they said that. Give
brainstorming.
your wife money. If you want to be happy, give your
Yeah.
wife money.
And we was brainstorming, like, how can we bring in more income? Because we started talking about generational wealth. And so we both came to the conclusion that entrepreneurship is the transporting vehicle, if you will, to get us there to our financial destination. And, my wife said, hey, let's go this route that you've been talking about a lot, because I was talking about real estate, just kept coming to me. I just kept seeing all type of videos that was popping up. I don't believe in coincidences. And so I was like, man, I was thinking about it. I kept seeing it, kept hearing it, how it retired a lot of people and how a lot of the wealthiest people in the world, are involved in real estate. So with that being said, I said, it was a no-brainer. I said, hey, and to me, it's one of the most stable, because, exactly what you're going to make every month. So with that being said, I'm like, hey, let's go that route. My wife, she like, before I met you, I was in real estate, because my wife, she already had ventured there. In fact, you mentioned earlier the e-commerce side, and it was my wife. She pretty much the one say, hey, let's go this direction. You keep talking about it. So let's cultivate it. Let's
Let's
birth it.
do it.
She said we can make a lot of money doing those things,
Yeah.
And we literally made our first year, we made 6 figures in the e-commerce side. We started growing in our real estate portfolio. And then the following year, we literally made multiple 6 figures, and it just kept going from there. So yeah, man. And it's because the ideas my wife presented to me, and I listened to the wise plan that she had, and we implemented it, and here we are today,
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love the way I think, Dr. Kareem, and one of the things he's taught me early and when we became friends was the greatest mastermind on the planet Earth is that of a husband and wife. And what we decided is that we think that's why marriages are always certainly under attack, no matter what your religious or spiritual belief is. There's always everything about our society starts to kind of separate men and women, even outside of marriage. It's like, I believe the man is the head of the home. And so we've had, some thought leaders say then the woman is the neck and all the other things. And, we talked about going back to scripture and side by side. However you describe that works for you. But what I do know is that what I've observed, and I think I've concluded in my journey, is the power of that mastermind between a husband and a wife. And hearing you talk about the journey between you and your wife, and also her trusting you and being able to see you as the leader you are, is a magic behind the success. Because here on my Master Moments, we talk about your mindset being the key to your success.
Absolutely.
And you strategically decided that the conversation you wanted to have is that we live the way we think.
Absolutely.
And that's so profound because it basically says, hey, if you think a certain way, those are the results you're going to get. And that is the premise of everything on my thing. So when it comes to you, what you introducing the concept behind how you and your beautiful wife has partnered in this version of your career as entrepreneurial business people and being very successful with it. What kind of mindset would you say you each as individuals have? And then I still believe there is a mastermind between you two you becoming that of the same mind to bring this to life. Tell us about that a little bit.
Yes, my wife, and I'm a spiritual person now, unapologetically. And when I seen my wife came to me as a millionaire.
Wow.
I'm talking about before I even spoke a word to my wife. Literally, that's what I seen on her life.
Come on now.
So she has, and it's very obvious in our life because of our net worth now, that we have built, which, we are in, over the million side of the house. And so with that being said, what I did was I listened to spirit. I listen to wisdom. Wisdom is the gift that keeps on giving.
Come on now.
You can't go wrong with listening to wisdom.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't looking at her gender. I was listening to the wisdom coming out of her mouth.
Come on.
And then when we executed the ideas, it manifested. So I would have been a fool
not to listen
to the wise counsel.
Right.
That was given. And I also know that she's a gifted woman. See, I don't look at women. Here we go with the mindset, right?
Come on.
I don't look at women as second class. Right. I don't look at women as they're supposed to just
an object or a gift in a body, like the body.
Absolutely.
Come on.
That's right. It's more to a woman than that because in fact, it was the woman.
Come on.
Okay. In my family that raised me to be the man I am today.
Right.
Right.
So you understood that.
It absolutely, because the most impactful, most influential people in my life have been women.
Right.
Have been women.
Right.
My grandmother, my mother, my auntie,
Mm-hmm.
Queen Esther, so in fact, one of my mentors, Miss Janice Brown, peace and blessings be upon her, she transitioned. Okay.
Mm.
She was the one who taught me how to keep my money in order, make sure my money is right, make sure that when I'm speaking to a woman, I speak to her with class. And she taught us how to be gentlemen, pull out the chair, as well as my grandfather and my family, because he not only taught me that verbally, but he also taught me that by his actions.
Right.
So that's all I know.
Come on now.
Is to revere the woman, because that's the way I was raised. So there again, mindset.
Gotcha.
So I was always introduced to that in my life, and because women made such a very high impact. In fact, when I was in elementary school, middle school, high school, women educated me, right? So, to me, I don't have that ego about, a woman.
Right.
I literally had women supervisors in the Marine Corps. And before I went in, I had a woman supervisor before I came in. So I never had a problem with women playing their role, because the women who were in those roles did it effectively. And they prospered.
Yeah.
They did their jobs very well.
Yeah.
So with that being said, that's the reason why I have no problem with women upholding their role, within the family. And to me, it's not to be behind me.
No.
It's not to be in front of me.
It's a partnership.
It's paraclete. We're supposed to be side by side.
That's why.
And then we allow wisdom to lead us. Exactly. So it was our mindset. It was my wife attitude, because she don't have this, well, I'm independent, I don't have to listen to you.
Come on now, that's the other side.
No.
Right.
She's a team player.
Right.
She's a team player. Now, mind you, let me say this. It's because I demonstrated that leadership.
The trust, please. Come on.
I demonstrated that by how I treat my wife.
Come on.
And my actions, me being a man of integrity.
Yes.
That's one reason why my wife trusted me, because everything, there's no exaggeration, everything I said, I did.
You did. Come on.
I did.
Come on.
Even before we dated. And then after we got married, I was still the same guy.
That is so important. That's
likewise, my wife.
And that's it.
Same beautiful woman I met.
With that, when I asked, she came with integrity and knew her worth and her value. So did you.
Absolutely.
These two come together. You give yourself time to hear and listen with openness, not just to, well, I'm listening to a man, but I'm also listening to God through this man. I'm listening to God through this woman.
That's right.
That mastery becomes the mastermind. Please, well, God, I hope all of you, and I say it in Guyanese, Trini, all you listening. And y'all catching what he's saying.
Go ahead, put the spin on it.
Because this is so much of what is we don't see enough of. And I veer to say we don't see enough of because it's not portrayed in society. And I already told my brother here that him and his beautiful wife, let me say Olivia, right?
My wife?
Yes, her name is Olivia, right? Imani. Yeah, Imani. His beautiful wife, Imani. We're gonna have an episode.
Who was that woman?
Right, who's that? I give you a different vibe. We're gonna have an episode with those two, so we can delve into that a little bit. We're gonna have a special series for couples. But you have to understand, when he talks about getting his business into the millionaire phrase and generating that much income and impact, because the more you're given, the more you're responsible for. It is that. He's not out here saying I was the wisest man. She's not saying I'm the wisest woman. No. They're saying that's together right. We bring this mastermind to create this brainchild. And that's so right. Let's dig just a little bit before we go to commercial.
Okay.
What is the agreed mindset in the unity of the husband and wife in the Jombor household?
Mm-hmm. The agreed mindset, again, I have to revert back to wisdom. My wife and I are big on that because we've seen wisdom bless us so much in our life. So we consult, spirit. We ensure, that we're being led in the right direction. And we listen again. We present ideas to one another too, because we know we don't know everything. And sometimes the other person can give more insight on a thing, that you're not thinking about. So that's the mindset in the Jombor family.
Yes. Oh, I love it. And it's beautiful. You did talk about the fact that you had all these women and you valued it. What do you think it has happened? Do you feel like men who don't understand the value of having a woman's presence the way you do in their life, is it because they may have lacked those connections, or they just kind of overlooked it for whatever reason? Or do you think it's a symptom of the pain that they might have experienced from their first heartbreak to their most recent heartbreak? What do you think that is?
All of the above that you just before said.
I agree.
Additionally, unfortunately, some men are being programmed the wrong way.
Oh, come on.
You have
and women,
other men, that
influencing the thoughts,
are influencing the mindset of men.
Yes.
You see, and that's just really the truth because, majority of the time, in most cases, not all, but in most cases, we have the wrong mindset because another male has taught us the wrong mindset. And unfortunately, that's the problem, is that men have been miseducated about a woman.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you have these lyrics, within our culture, demeaning women, calling them female dogs, calling them whores, and, not putting the proper value on the woman that should be on that woman. And that's the reason why.
I concur with that so much. And so this is why we're just going to have a great time. We already set this up to a high pace.
Let's fire it up. Let's fire it up.
We fired it up. We'll be back right after a word from our sponsors. More with our brother ambassador, Bockarie Jombor. We are back with this powerful episode, We Live the Way We Think, with our dear brother, Bockarie Jombor. Bockarie, we're already on fire, as you said. Let's fire it up. So can you elaborate a little bit more about your vision and the mission? Because in addition to your business that you have, you also founded a movement that's called E44 movement. And so I am curious. I have a little bit of introduction into it. But I want you to share with us, what is that about? What is the mission behind that movement? And what do you intend to do in the world?
Thank you for that question. Yes, it's E44. It's E44 is a Yoruba word, which is gentle character. So gentle character movement. So my wife and I, we're both spiritual people, and we both have, a vision to help people to evolve in their consciousness, to have a higher consciousness, because we understand that when you have a higher consciousness, it'll take you to a higher level of living. Right? So we understand that, again, going back, there's no way around it. We live the way we think.
Come on now.
There's no way around that. So we recognize how important it is for people to be spiritually grounded, because a lot of people, they're financially well. They may be physically healthy, but unfortunately, sometimes when people are not in the right mental state, both of them start to deteriorate. Their mental wellness starts, their mental unhealthiness rather starts affecting their health and starts affecting their finance, because they're not in their right mind. So anybody that understands, in order for you to be effective in business, you have to be mentally stable. And when you're mentally unstable, it makes everything else in your life unstable. So, your physical wellness, your financial
Come on
wellness,
now.
and it even affects your social life, right? So we began to understand that the problem in society, like dealing with racism or dealing with communism or just dealing with just corruption overall, to encapsulate everything, it all starts in the heart. It starts in the mind.
Wow.
You know, so if your heart is not right, then you're not going to live right.
Yeah.
So we recognize that the answer is morality, because we see immorality and how it's causing chaos in the world, in the families, in the communities, in the government, you know, and in society overall.
Wow, I love it. 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 I love that. And that's why, too, you are a global impact envoy too with us at Mindset
Yes,
Mastery
humble and I.
360, because you represent that. And just through your movement, you're already that light and that beacon. So all the goodies you get to share with our movement as we move forward. I love it. So let me ask you this. How have you applied those principles of service and empowerment in your approach to business and also community engagement as well?
Well, I recognize that servitude should be our attitude.
Wow.
And that
Servitude is the attitude.
when you're dealing with, because first of all, customer service is ministry. By definition, ministry means service.
Yes.
You know, so without the people, the vision and the dream will perish. I believe people totally forget about that, looking at people as a dollar. I don't look at people as a dollar.
Come on now.
I look at making an impact. And when you make an impact, it brings income, and then you invest that money.
Come on.
You know, so with that being said, I believe that when we look at it from this perspective, it's unavoidable that without people, you cannot be successful.
Come on.
Okay, where would a doctor be without patients? Where would the clinicians be without clients? Okay, where would the author be without a reader? Where would the singer be without a listener?
Yeah.
Where would the actors and actresses be without someone to watch their art?
Right.
There is no way around it. And even in the restaurant industry, where are you going to be without customers?
Come on now.
You can cook food all day long. If no one is eating it, you're not going to make no money.
Come on. Exactly.
Okay. So it's unavoidable. I believe in making our customers and clients feel like VIPs. And I think that we need to extend that gratitude to them. They can shop anywhere. They could have consulted someone else for their services, you know, and I feel like we need to be more grateful, if you will, to our customers and our clients, because they're helping us to take care of our needs and our wants. Additionally,
yes,
they're helping us to take care of our employees and keeping our businesses running. So that's the way I feel about it.
Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh. I'm still stuck on people not realizing. I love what you said in the beginning about without, you know, it said in the good book that without a vision, the people perish. But without the people, you said, did you say without the people, there's
That's
no
correct. That's right. I mean,
say
it's
that
not going
again
nowhere.
one more time, because that is deep. That is a
without the
loaded
vision, without the people, the vision and the dream will perish.
Y'all got that? Did you get that? Oh my goodness. Here's another question for you. What practical strategies can you share with us today that will nurture our spiritual, physical, and financial wellness in everyday life? Because that's the core of what your movement and your business works off as. Because that's what tickled me and got me so, I was like, the world needs to hear this. That you have figured out how to bring spirituality, physical well-being, and financial well-being to put together a wellness, I would say, principle. What is that? Talk to us about that.
Prayer, meditation, and you have to exercise your mind to get to that point of mental strength. And the reason why I have a very good understanding of this, not coming from a clinician side, I'm talking about coming from life experience side of the house.
Right.
So when I was younger, my father told me at the age of 5, he didn't want to see me. Okay. I unfortunately observed my mother doing drugs. I was given away to my grandmother at a very young age to my mother. I was picked at because of my dark complexion. Now, what am I mentioning all of those things for? Why is it that after all those things have occurred in my life, I don't have low self-esteem?
Come on, right? You should.
Right.
The statistic says you should be struggling.
Because of all the things I aforesaid, your own mother rejecting you, your own father rejecting you, you being picked at because of your complexion. It's because of it's a gift.
Right.
And I think that's one gift that a lot of people overlook is mental wellness.
Come on.
It is a superpower.
Come on.
Because I was able to keep my life together because of me being mentally stable.
But you were intentional about the mental stability and practices
Absolutely.
that you develop. Intentionality. Tell
That's
us
true.
about it.
That's right. And again, it goes back to prayer, meditation, and me understanding that if I allow my mind to get out of control, I lose control and I'll start losing. So I had to make sure that I start rejecting all the negative thoughts. I said, okay, I haven't made all the right decisions in my life. And every time I made a wrong choice, things went wrong.
Right.
I said, hold on, wait a minute. I said, every single time I make a wrong decision, things go wrong. It doesn't work well. It doesn't work in my favor. So it's not going to do me any good by me feeding into the negativity because negative things happen.
Come on now.
So in order for negativity to stop flowing in our lives, we have to unplug from it. It's just like, a receptacle and a cord.
Ooh.
When you unplug the cord from the receptacle, it's powerless. It loses power. So I recognize that what we do is when we feed into negativity, we're giving it power to flow into our lives.
Speak.
So I said, okay, I need to unplug from negativity so it can stop flowing in my life. I need to stop giving it energy, giving it a source for it to come, because when I feed into it, I'm making room for it to control my life.
Oh, don't let me just start throwing everything here and shut this down. Like, that's it. Y'all don't get no more from y'all don't get no more from him because he is giving you life. That's all you need. You don't need nothing else. Just go home, do that. You got it. You got it. You got it. Here's the thing. I have come up, brother, with, we talk about healing, right?
Yes.
And we have these prescriptions like, oh, you went through a breakup, you just give the divorce, you need to sit down and heal. I agree, you do. But what are you doing while you're sitting down? I have come up with that healing is a decision-making process. I believe you choose to be healed and you choose to walk in healing, right?
Yes,
because
absolutely.
When your mother and your father rejected you, and then everybody didn't understand because, Dr. Kareem, Dr. Kareem is the silliest. He said, yeah, there was, the Chico DeBarge era where all the light-skinned dudes, it was all about the light-skinned dudes. And then here come Morris Chestnut, Tay Diggs, and then the whole world turned upside down and it was the dark-skinned era. And I'm like, I can't even disagree with you.
Play from Kid and Play. Yeah, right. Big Daddy Kane.
Right? Everybody came through and it was a shift. Now, all of a sudden, no matter what color woman you are, we're in the planet you started.
Mekhi Phifer is another one.
That's right. That's who you look, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was just too many to even call. in the late 80s and early 90s. But I'm sure, with that rejection, my point is, with that level of rejection, I have met men and women who that is still the torn in their life's journey, where they can't go in business or career. They're stacked. And this is why I tell people, initially, I was first a career and business coach, and I went into life coaching, and I actually sit there, my permanent residence. It still goes back when I'm talking to a leader, even if I'm talking to a leadership group, the stuff I'm dealing with is life stuff. That's why stuff is not moving forward. Like, it's easy for me to go in and be like, oh, strategize, fix this business pipeline, do this, do that, I see that. But then why, when you do that, the question is, why aren't they moving forward? Because you got a leader who's insecure about everything in this group, because he underneath or she underneath don't feel like they're even good enough for the position they have. Nothing's ever good enough, because I found out as a leader, I wasn't good enough for my mama. I wasn't good enough for my daddy. I wasn't good enough. I got left in foster care. And this stuff is, all I had to do is just dig a little bit. Like, I ain't even going in, just right here, just move the first layer, and all this stuff start oozing out of them. And that is why an entire organization is struggling to grow. So when you talk about consciously unplugging from the negativity, I hope y'all catch it. That meant he made a decision, and he chose to, that what happened in his journey was sent for him to use as a stepping stone to greatness and success. That's my own quote there. He made a conscious decision. And so if you're listening to us today and you suffered with rejection, or you suffered heartbreak after heartbreak, or you suffered with health issues, or you're like me, you went through divorce, you had miscarriages, you suffered fertility. Do you understand I'm only here because I chose not to see that as something that meant the end of me? And I don't use it as a continual song or story. It's just part of the journey. And it didn't stop me from anything, only because I didn't let it. So, brother, thank you for unlocking that in us. And Zoom has all these things of me raising my hand, got us all confused. But before we go to our next segment, let me ask you this. What would you say to anyone on how to skillfully unplug from negativity?
Well, just like faith comes by hearing, so does doubt. So with that being said, it's because of what you heard. Therefore, you have to speak it out of you, just like it was spoken into you. So you have to say positive affirmations. You have to rehearse those things in your ears. I am handsome. I am beautiful.
Come on.
I am prosperous. I can do it. So you have to do the opposite. The reason why you don't believe that you can do a thing, it's because of what somebody said to you and because of what you said to you.
Come on.
And you have accepted that. What you accept is what you get. If you have an expected end right there in your life, you say, oh, this is it. It's over. It stops right here at six figures. You're going to stop right there at six figures because you expected it to end there. But when you have hope, hope is expectation by one definition. When you have hope, seven figures, your goal that you set, it will keep you pressing towards that. So mindset, your mindset will set you up to succeed or to fail. Either way, if it's positive, it's going to set you up to succeed. If it's negative, it's going to set you up to fail. So it's your choice and which way you're going to be set up. If you're going to be set up to go up, or you're going to unfortunately set yourself up to trip up and you're going to end up going down.
Oh my goodness. Whoa, I've never heard that in my life, but I am receiving it into my vocabulary and my thought process. Faith come by hearing, and so does doubt. Y'all heard it. Listen, y'all got gems to last you a lifetime. We'll be right back after this break with a word from our sponsors for Flip the Script with Bockarie Jombor. And we are back with this powerful episode of We Live the Way We Think with Bockarie Jombor. Brother, man, you were putting down the gems, and now I get to play the script with you. The question I have for you first is, can you share a significant moment in your life where you had to make a mindset shift?
Yes, when I almost lost my life when I was a teenager living the street life. Absolutely. And I recognized that when I lost my best friend due to that life, I lost another good friend of mine that was like a brother to that life. And then I almost lost my life on several occasions. That being said, I knew that I had to make a change, as our ancestor Michael Jackson has said. You know, I had to look at the man in the mirror.
In the mirror, yeah.
Yes, I'm asking him to change his ways. And no message could have been every clearer. You want to make the world a better place? Take a look at yourself and make that change. That's right.
I love that song. I love one of my favorite songs from MJ. How did this change your mindset and impact the trajectory of your entire life's journey? This moment.
Well, you know what it did was it taught me what's important. It taught me to love other people and stop being selfish. You know, because I was a menace to society.
Wow.
I was a menace to my own family.
Wow.
You know, other people would have gotten hurt due to my greed, you know, money, you know, being materialistic.
Wow.
You know, and there's a verse that, what profit for man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? And what can a man give in exchange for his soul? It just reminded me of the story of how, you know, Yeshua was taken up to the mountain and tempted by the enemy. And he was showing them all these wonderful things. Said, if you just bow down and worship me, I'll give you all these things. You know, and I recognize what's most important in life.
What's that?
I recognize what's most important in life, man, you know, and I recognize that love is a superpower. Love is the way. Love is the way. Sometimes we don't even recognize we're not even loving ourselves, because I put myself in some life-threatening situations, chasing after physical things. You know, so with that being said, you know, it really taught me to be a peacemaker.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, to go about doing good.
Hence the I Love movement.
That's the reason why those things are not very important to me anymore, because I have valued those things more than I value my life and others' life.
Right.
And so now I'm more concerned about my life and others' lives.
And others' lives. I love that. That would change everything for sure. Different perspective altogether. It's like a complete opposites. And we could see where things would go if you hadn't had that shift. When you think about success now, what is your definition of success? And do you believe that mindset that you have and that you came from that shift, that it plays a role in you being successful?
Well, now my definition of success is living your life on your own terms.
That's the same one I have.
And does it affect me to this day? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because liberation is when you're free from what others think about you.
Come on.
When you define what success looks like for you, or what the good life is to you, that's when you're happier, because you'll find yourself trying to live somebody else's life. And the reason why so many people are miserable is because they're not catering to themselves they're living by somebody else's terms.
Yes. Gotcha.
You know, and that's where the self-gratification comes from. Again, self-gratification, gratifying yourself. How can you get self-gratification living on someone else's terms?
Come on now. That's why people are so miserable.
Yeah, it's prison, man. You know, that's not freedom. That's
And
not
that
freedom
happens.
because you won't be able to maneuver the way that you truly need to because you're overly concerned about what somebody thinks about you.
Yes.
Or being accepted. And there again, low self-esteem, where doesn't that come from? The mind.
Yeah.
The mind.
Absolutely.
You know, you have to stop measuring your self-worth by your net worth.
Come on now. Stop measuring your self-worth by your network. So, you know, we talk about your net worth is the equivalent of your net work, but you're adding a big layer that needs to understand because a lot of people has taken that quote, which I believe, but I think it was meant to be watch who you hang out with, you know? If you're hanging out with people who dumb stuff, you're going to get dumb results in your own personal life and business, right? So I get why that quote is there. But what has happened, you know, we as humans can be overindulgent and we seem to be easier to overindulge in foolishness. Just if we go unnatural, if we're not in that higher level of consciousness and awareness that you spoke about earlier, we just end up going down. So now we think because we hang out with the so-and-so, we become so-and-so. And we want to please and be more accepted with the so-and-sos. And where is the freedom of thinking and mind? Where are you in that equation? Is what you're saying, where you're saying, say it again. Your network is what? Don't what?
Oh yeah, don't measure your self-worth by your net worth.
That's it. What else do we need? There's so much power in that. And each of us could sit. I mean, there's a couple things you said here that I will sit in my quiet moment. And that's my superpower. And God bless my mother. She taught me how to do self-reflection very early. I don't know if I was even 5. When she said, think about what you've said today, what you've done today. And she said, you know, is it pleasing to God? Is it, you know, was it good? Was it helpful? You know, how did it measure in what God would have you do? And that's a lot. People are like, that's a lot for a kid. Well, hello, that's how come you have me. That's the ingredient to this cake that came up, right? Which I feel didn't turn out too bad. But it also stems something in me that even as an adult, I am constantly reflective of my journey. And when I get these powerful gems, and we call them gems because they're so precious, but a gem can only shine when you polish it. So when you get the gem in its raw state from a brother like Bockarie, you want to now sit and let it polish it and shine it and shape it in your life through using it through the power of self-reflection and meditation, and then put it into practice. Otherwise, it's not a gem. It don't work, right? So, brother, thank you so much for playing Flip the Script.
You're welcome.
Really helping us flip the script of our mind. Now we get to go into that powerful segment that I call Mindset Bites to Go. Brother, this is where we ask you, without me on the screen or anything, to give us the most powerful 90 second to 120 seconds, 2 minutes of challenging us as listeners and viewers to how we can truly transform the way we live through our thoughts, because this is we live the way we think. And so I'm going to step away from the microphone and the camera and give it over to you.
You have potential in you that needs to come forth, and that potential in you is what's going to not only bless you, it's going to bless other people. One thing we don't really recognize is that we have a purpose in this life, and it's to influence others. The only way that you're going to be able to see that is getting the blockage off of your mind that's keeping you from seeing yourself as greatness, and that's keeping you from seeing the asset that you are to someone's life. In the financial world, asset is that which appreciates and value. It makes you wealthy, if you will. You are an asset to other people's lives. You are going to add value to other people's lives. You're going to help their lives to appreciate, to grow in value, for them to see their self-worth. But first, before that can happen, you have to see it in yourself first. What I recognize is the gift that is going to gift us is actually inside of us. This is what I come to find in my life. That your gift is going to be a blessing to you. And by you being a blessing to others, they will bless you. I'm reminded of a verse that I know says, "Give and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall cause men to give to you." So sometimes what we're doing is we're looking around for outside sources, and it's okay because we do all need help. Nothing wrong with that. But sometimes what we're looking for outside of ourselves is actually in us. The treasure is actually in us. You are living, breathing, walking, talking treasure chest. That the value, that the treasure is actually inside of you. And whatsoever gift it is that you have is what's going to bless you. But what you have to do is you have to stop caging yourself in your mind. Just like a bird that's in a cage, it can't fly. That's what it was created to do. But that cage was restricting that bird from doing what it has been created to do. Listen, you have been created to create abundance, to walk in prosperity, to do great things in this world. But as long as you're restricting in your mind, as long as you believe that you can't, you never will, because you will never have enough faith to step forth and have the confidence that it's going to take for you to step forth and for you to flourish and to be that person of greatness that you have been ordained to be. It's time for you to let that mindset go so you can grow.
Ooh, let that mindset go so you can grow. If it's not serving you in this season, you got to let it go. Listen, guys, you have heard it. This has been another phenomenal episode, but we want to make sure that we tap in with Brother Bockarie Jombor and his movement and his business. He offers financial service. So, brother, tell us how to connect with you, how to stay in touch with you. And you always know that wherever you're watching this or listening to this, there is all his info in the description. So tell us, brother.
Okay, my first name, my last name. You can find me on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok.
Yep.
Additionally, I have a business card, digital business card, and it is meetbockarie.com. So you can just go www.meet, that's MEET, Bockarie, my first name there, you see it on the screen, BOCKARIE.com. Meetbockarie.com. And that has all of my social media platforms. Additionally, it has my phone number and my email addresses. And I'm looking forward to serving you.
Awesomeness. Well, our brother Bockarie, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on the Mindset Mastery.
Likewise. Thank you, Dr. Alisa. I greatly appreciate you.
Absolutely. Your journey and insights were incredibly inspiring for our listeners, for me. And we just want to thank you again. And we're looking forward to seeing you.
Welcome.
Remember, guys, it's meetbockarie.com, meetbockarie.com. And it's in the description wherever you're watching and looking for is connect with him. And you'll be seeing much more of him. I'm a part of his, wherever he has me, wherever he includes me, and he's definitely part of Mindset Mastery 360. You'll be able to meet his beautiful queen, Imani, in a future episode. So this is not the last of him, a Mindset Mastery Moments, but connect. Thank you all for tuning in to Mindset Mastery Moments. We'll see you in the next episode. Again, thank you, Bockarie. It's been a pleasure. And until next time, everyone, remember, live in your truth, embrace the journey, and remember that your life is a result of the way you think. We'll see you soon. Bye.